A new way to vote is coming to Las Cruces. Hello and welcome to ASTA. I'm Udelvy Hill. This fall, Las Cruces voters will elect a mayor, city councilors in districts 1, 2, and 4, and presiding municipal court judge. And they'll do it using ranked choice voting. And here to tell us more about ranked choice voting and other election information is Doña Ana County Clerk Amanda Lopez Askin.
Hello.
Amanda, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Udell. I appreciate it.
Us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So Amanda, what is ranked choice voting?
So first of all, thank you for your great partnership connected to getting the word out. We definitely are excited about that. So ranked choice voting is a new way to vote. Last spring, the city councilors, their city council approved this way to vote, and it is called ranked choice voting or instant runoff. Okay, if you think about that and kind of keep that in the back of your mind as we continue to talk. So traditionally, you would walk to a ballot box and you would you walk to a polling location, fill out your ballot, you'd vote for your top contender, you'd have a choice, and you'd submit your ballot. So in ranked choice voting, what you actually do is you do that. You picked your top candidate, and then you have the option, you have the opportunity to continue ranking candidates on the ballot. Now, it's the same ballot, and what this does is when you rank the candidates, is it creates an instant runoff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And explain a little bit what you mean by that.
So traditionally in voting in Las Cruces, we have had runoff elections that are very expensive, and the turnout for voting is dismal. It is just not great. And so voters, in terms of this ballot, once you complete your ballot, you've already ranked your candidates in terms of your preference, right? And so the instant runoff has technically already happened. Okay. And so voters don't have to come back 45 days later and complete that process. They're doing that when they're casting their vote on election day or early voting, if that's how they choose to vote. Something I want to make sure that voters understand is I live outside of the city limits.
Okay.
I will not have this ballot. This ballot is specific to the city of Las Cruces races. It does not include school boards. It does not include water conservation districts. It is specifically those races that you mentioned when we first started talking.
Okay. And so, for instance, say there are 3 people on the ballot, 3
Correct.
candidates on the ballot. You're going to rank them, as you said just a moment ago, in order of preference.
Correct.
So you're not just going to rank or fill in the oval for the one you want to win. You're also filling in ovals for the other 2 candidates.
Correct.
1, 2, and 3, or however that falls into place, right?
Right. And so how that will work is I've had several individuals have come up to me and they've said, well, what if I just want to vote for one person? That is absolutely your right. We want you to vote for that one person. Okay. You do not have to rank the candidates. But what this does is this creates, again, that runoff process. And it'll only kick in if there's more than 2 candidates. So you using the example of 3 is perfect. 5. That would also be ranked choice voting would kick in then. Any candidates more than 2, because obviously you have a majority if you have 2 candidates, and the threshold is 50% plus 1. So if you have 1,000 voters, we know that you have to get 500 votes plus 1 to win.
Okay.
Yes.
So real quick then, would it help if somebody were to fill in more than 1 oval for 1 candidate? Say, I really want Amanda to win. I'm going to fill in all the ovals for her.
No, that would not count, as well as if you ranked everybody 2. The ranking will be, you will have to do 1, 2, 3, however many there are, and keep in mind that our tabulators are programmed to read all of those, and we will know based on your submission that there's an issue. So what we would hope is that you rank all of your candidates and you follow the instructions,
okay,
which will be included, and as well as recognize that your vote will count. And so that instant runoff process, if it heads to there's not 1 candidate. So in the first round, so to speak, when the votes come in, if a candidate has not reached the 50% plus 1 threshold, then that's when ranked choice voting gets very interesting, because the candidate who receives the lowest amount of votes, their next choice for those ballots would then be applied to the ones remaining.
Okay.
Yes.
So you've covered a lot of ground, and it's all very helpful information.
Yes.
If there's one thing, just one thing you want voters to remember when they go into the voting booth to cast their
Yes.
ballot, what would that be?
Well, I would say to recognize that we rank things every single day. If we head to the movies, we know that maybe this isn't going to be on, but maybe I'll choose this one or this one. So we do it every day. It's something we continually do, even in terms of heading to a restaurant. And this one, I like this one, I like that one. And think of it that way. So although it is new, we're going to do our best to simplify it in terms of all the messaging we're going to get out. And also remember that you will only vote in ranked choice voting if you are voting in the municipal elections, and so that's something I really want people to be aware of.
Okay.
One more thing.
Yes.
Excited about this upcoming partnership with the City of Las Cruces and Doña Ana County, because as a voter, be expecting a lot of information to come out of the City of Las Cruces as well as Doña Ana County, community forums. We're talking, media, social media, any way that we can get information out to the public to educate them about ranked choice voting, we are going to do, and so that is
Right.
upcoming.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good to know. So you touched a little earlier on what is going to be consolidated election.
Correct.
As you said, the municipal races are only going to appear on ballots for people. It's only for people who live in Las Cruces, but there are other races taking place
Correct.
also.
Right.
So tell us about the consolidated election.
So the consolidated election, last year in 2018, the legislature, the New Mexico legislature passed what's called HB 98. And what House Bill 98 did was it gave municipalities the option to opt in to elections that are administered by the county clerk. And that is, the reason they did it was several. So if you think of places like Mesilla, they have their elections in March, right? And so that is not necessarily when you think traditionally of elections, you think of
Right.
them as November. So it did a couple of things in that the hope is to increase voter turnout and to have a common day that we all know an election is happening. And so if you think about it, every November, from now on, that first Tuesday of November, we will have an election. Whether it will be like this year, a local election, or it will be a big presidential like next year, it doesn't matter. Every November, like clockwork, there will be an election. That means the school board is folded into that. Because I wrote about this this week. I've been an active voter my entire voting life. But there were times when I would pass a school or the library and I would see vote here. I had no idea what is this? This isn't November. And so it was really confusing. And then, should I participate? Should I walk in? Can I vote there? Is it me? This simplifies that process, and so voters know that in November it's time.
Okay.
Yes.
So we should, or hopefully could, expect maybe higher voter turnout as a result.
We hope that means higher turnout. We hope that means that there will be a shift moving forward. The messaging, knowing that November is the time, and that voters can count on that day to vote. And we hope that means, because the more participation, the better.
Right.
And democracy works best when we all participate, right? And so that idea being participation is the goal, and simplification for voters is the goal, because that decreases barriers and increases access, and that's we all want to continually do.
Yeah, great point.
Yeah.
Okay, and so voting convenience centers are going to be in
Yes.
play once again.
Okay.
So tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to my history as a long-time Las Cruces. I was born and raised in Las Cruces in Doña Ana County. And when I started voting, I remember I could only vote at the local school. So 19, 20, I continued to do that. Well, several years ago, we have what's called, they put in place, the Secretary of State's office, voting convenience centers. We call them VCCs. But what that means is your address really tells us what ballot you're going to get. And you can go to any of the locations in Doña Ana County to vote. If you work in Hatch and you live in Anthony, you can vote in either location, because we have what's called a ballot on demand system. So you Delva Hill, you have your address, you're going to walk up, you're going to tell us your name, you're going to give us identifying information, maybe give us your voter card, and we are going to print a ballot specifically for you. We have no pre-printed ballots, and so you will know that those elections, the candidates or the issues that you're voting on is specific to you, and you can do it anywhere in Doña Ana County. I think that's not something we focus on enough. As you know, we had a huge turnout in 2018, and people were waiting too long, quite frankly. But what we would like to do is continue to offer the message: vote early, Please
Right.
vote early. That would be great. As well as recognize that if you go to Desert Hills and they're always busy, maybe go up the road and head over to Community Royale Middle School. Right? That might be 5-minute wait versus a half an hour, right? And so people may not wait half an hour, but they'd head up there and be happy to wait for 5 minutes to vote, right? And so that is the hope, that we continue to get the message out. You can vote at any polling location in Doña Ana County as a registered voter. And head to nmvote.org. That's a great website. You can know your status as a voter. You can make sure your information is up to date. nmvote.org is the Secretary of State's website, as well as for local information specific to Doña Ana County. It's dacelections.com.
You can't make it any easier than that, right? Anywhere
We're
you are,
trying, and if you
vote for-
have any suggestions or any of the public has any suggestions, we're always open to them. But we're trying to make voting easy. We're trying to make voting accessible and convenient, and anything we can do to facilitate that process, we are all in.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And I just want to hit on this one last time.
Yes.
Your office, the Doña Ana County Clerk's office, is conducting the election. So even though
Correct.
there's municipal races on the ballot, it's not going to be the city clerk that's handling the
Correct.
election. It's going to be you and your team.
Right, and that's what the consolidation did it well as well. And I want to give credit to Linda Lewis, the city clerk here at the City of Las Cruces. It has been a pleasure to work with her and partner with her. And because we are administrating the election for the City of Las Cruces, there's a lot of details that need to be worked out, connected to things like candidate packets and things that have normally been done. And she has been we really appreciate the partnership. But voters should know moving forward that in November, the Doña Ana County will be the administrator of elections.
Okay. And contact you if your office if they have any questions.
We have a great staff that's excited to talk to anybody who's interested in elections and any other thing that falls under our purview connected to the county clerk's office. We would love if you have a community group that you want us to talk to. I also will offer a plug if you are interested in working for Doña Ana County on election day or heading to election day at early voting. Head to our website, dacelections.com. Really, the citizens and the voters that are at our polling locations are our first line of democracy, and we need them to participate. We pay them, although they are volunteering their time. They're compensated, and pretty well actually for a day of work, and we would love to have you be part of democracy in Doña Ana County. So feel free to head to our website to apply for that position. There's a portal, enter your name, and you will be contacted. You do have to be 18, and you do have to be a registered voter.
Okay. Very good.
Great.
Well, Doña Ana County Clerk Amanda
Thank
Lopez
you.
Askin,
It's a pleasure.
thank you so much for all your
I look forward to our
very
partnership.
helpful information.
Thank you.
And for more information on ranked choice voting, you can go to our website at LasCrucesRankedChoice.com. That's LasCrucesRankedChoice.com. Amanda, thank you again.
Thank you.